Gotta go live, gotta go live, gotta go. Neon almond. Nia, oh. I am live, but I hear no music. So we gotta find that music. So I gotta find that mew. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. Ah, shit. Gotta find that mew. Where's my music? Where's that music? I will go live when I get my music so I can entertain everybody. Everything's better with music. Come on, studio mode. Ah, welcome to Neon Omen Stream. The guy that doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, maybe if I clicked the thing that said Streamlabs music, that might help. Dude, trap music. Let's just get right into it. Man, I'm waiting for this music to come in. Come on, let's hype up with some trap. Okay, here we got some trap popping off now. Yeah, okay, we're popping up. I'm streaming up. We pulling up, I'm making bouncers, regular Gundams. You think you're cute, you pull up in a Urus. I just send in a Gundam, I step on him more than an alpha and bubble. Shoot at you. Spacer, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm streaming now, I got my Gundam. I'm in a Gundam, I said Gundam. I'm going live and this trap is hot. This is a bop. Yeah. Up on, ooh. Yeah, oh. I'm going live, live, yeah. This trap is bumping, my cars are jumping, lift keeps pumping, I be running, exercise, but I'm always smiling. I got the justice, but I feel free. Feel freedom with Akira. What are you gonna do when I play a Haro? Reveal 2 from my deck top. What am I doing? I'm stopped. Alright, everybody, we are live tonight. Welcome, come and join in. Yeah. Dude, I'm in that mood. New Battle Spirits cards are gonna be dropping secret arts tonight. I probably won't be live in 3 hours, but nonetheless, Neon Almond here, live, ready to talk Gundam, ready to talk Battle Spirits, ready to talk cards. Yeah. I'm amped. I'm in that mood right now. I'm amped. And you can hear me in the background because I wasn't smart enough to mute myself. So now the echo's gone. Now you don't have to just thumbs down my stream. Alright, stream manager up and running. Let's pop off in that chat. Pop off, chat. Yeah, pop off, chat. No one's scared but me, but you know what? It's Alright, so thank you. I was very hyped for that opening. Super hyped, but Neon Omen is here tonight. That's me, of course. What am I building? Battle Spirit decks. Now, this is not Battle Spirit Saga, so don't get those two mixed up. Battle Spirits, Japanese. As you can see, as I bring the Perfect Strike Gundam up, you probably can't read that if you were born in America. Why? Because they don't teach you Japanese in school. They teach you English. This game is in Japanese. That is Battle Spirit. Now, Battle Spirit Saga, on the other hand, that is purely English. Of course, inspired from the Japanese game Battle Spirit. I finally get it. I think I show off all the DP. That's how you cut it off. So, tonight, we are building Battle Spirit stacks. We are looking into the latest CB29 set that comes out December 16th, which is in one more week. We are almost there. I am so hyped for that set. I already got 6 boxes on order. You know who we're shouting out? Yo, Bobby Hood was poppin'. What's poppin', Bobby Hood? We live tonight, players. We talking Gundam. Big old robots. They blow each other up. They haven't. It's all about war, but then there's some peace that goes along with it too, if you know what I'm saying. Now I gotta bring up my other phone. See, I got 2 phones right now, dual wielding phones right now, so that I can make sure I can manage my stream accordingly and have a good conversation. Cool. Time people out. Got all my chats up and running, so I don't have to keep 2 screens, maybe. Oh my gosh! You know when you get like those breakthrough moments, you're just like, I could have just done it the easy way. Why would I choose to do it the hard way? You're like, come on, man. Anyways, back to the Gundam. We are deck build. I am deck building. Neon Omen is deck building tonight. Deck building Battle Spirits Gundam. Now, right now, I have Gundam Seed out right now, and I don't really know if I'm going to be doing a whole lot of deck building. Actually, I probably won't be doing any deck building with this deck. So then you're like, hey, Neon Omen, why do you have this deck out right now if you're not even editing it? And the real answer is, oh, gee, man, Baba Hood in my stream, Baba Hood in my stream. But what I do is I max out all my decks. All my decks have the rarest, the most difficult to get cards. You are going to see the hottest collection on my stream, on my page, on my channels. If you haven't clicked the follow button, that's something that you could do that tonight. Bobby Hood, you could hit that subscribe button, but you left a comment, which is already making me feel pretty good about myself. You're one of the few people that have tuned in. Shout out, Bobby Hood. I'm in a good mood, as you can tell. That's why I be snapping. Anyways, I be building these Gundam decks. So Gundam Seed Destiny is what I probably want to build, because that deck is getting a lot of new cards in the latest set. Let me go grab my Seed Destiny deck. It's right around the corner. And because I have my microphone on, it's a clip-on. Shout out to the shoddy Novolance, who gets really cool presents like clip-on microphones. So I can take my microphone actually anywhere. And if I forgot and went into the bathroom and still had it on, you'd get to hear all of that. Why did I say that? I don't know. I'm just real. I'm a real player right here. Real player stuff. There's other words I would say, but I can't say them right now because, gosh, I don't know, man. This wouldn't work out too well for me. In this life right now. I don't have a swag. Yeah. All right, everybody. Look at this. Now, if you are a Gundam Seed fan, secret rare, just Infinite Justice Gundam. This is when the Infinite Justice kicks the Destiny Gundam and pretty much just makes it explode. It's probably one of the dumbest things in Gundam history, because it's literally a kick. He kicks them and then his Gundam explodes. So we're gonna put this deck. We're gonna put Humpty Dumpty back together over here. Man, I can't believe I play. Well, yeah, I play more Justice Gundams in this deck than I play Freedoms. But at the same time, I mean, come on, man, you know what I'm talking about? All right. I'm so excited to show this deck out. Secret Rare Infinite Justice Gundams. secret rare. Secret rare. Man, my lights are just not that bright tonight. I apologize, everybody. Secret rare Infinite Justice Gundam. Secret rare Strike Freedom Gundam. Now, we three. Oh, we got to put him under his Gundam. 3 Kira Yamato. And if you say Yamato, I'll be kind of sad. 3 Atherin Zala. Now, right now we have the Atatsuki reflecting the beam. I'm actually going to take this out of this deck. Now, the 3 Eternal will probably still play. 4 Archangel, we don't have a choice. There's 0 choice to play the Archangel. The Strike Rouge and Murasames are okay. But then cards that we're really thinking about moving out would be cards like Kigali, because you don't really see Kigali in the end of the show. And by taking out some of these cards, it's actually going to allow for more creativity with my deck building. And you're going to be like, yeah, Nolan, what do you mean it's going to allow? How does taking cards out of your deck allow it to be more creative? Well, let me tell you. So right now, this deck that I'm building right now is supposed to be the final scene, the final battle from Gundam Seed Destiny. And building that final deck, there are certain ships or motherships that are there, and then there's certain motherships that are not there. So, of course, to make it lore accurate, because all my decks are theme decks, got to make sure that we are honoring the lore of Seed Destiny. All right. So, I do have over here is my notebook. And on my notebook, now this is probably going to be the boring part that y'all probably won't be too happy about, but here on my notebook, I am going to actually write down proxies. And then I am going to tear them out and kind of put them along some of these cards. So for this deck, obviously, 3 Lacus Klein, the new double X rare. Lacus Klein is going to allow this deck to do unbelievable things. And it's just such an exciting thing to take into consideration how powerful Seed Destiny is going to be. Because it's going to be one of those decks that other players are really going to have to they're going to have to respect the power of the deck and how consistent the deck can be. There's just so many huge things that this deck is capable of. It's actually kind of scary. Now, we're going to have 3 Lacus Client, and we're going to have 3 Strike Freedom Meteor. So, Strike Freedom. Meteor. Metor. Meteor. Meteor. Strike Freedom Meteor. This card is actually an insane. Oh. Oh. Man, I can't write that well tonight, everybody. Man, it's pretty embarrassing when you're trying to do a stream and everyone just is gonna roast you about your handwriting. Hey, Helen Keller. And I'm just like, come on, man. And they're just like, get roasted. I'm like, yeah, that's guess I'm live. Guess I deserve it. Meteor, man, and Novalance and I just rewatched Seed Destiny. Now we rewatched Seed Destiny. However, for the first time ever, we watched the HD remaster because I own the special edition of it, the full edition. I forgot. There's some collector's edition, so I purchased that, and there's different voice actors, and they pronounce things differently. So remember Lacus Klein? Yeah, she's called Lacus. And if people are going to tell me she's called Lacus in Japan, I will be really mad. Lac Lacus times two. That's interesting. Okay, so half of the pictures are there, half the pictures aren't there. Lacus times two, I think, is actually a really good card, but I don't think that. Man, that's a beautiful art. Now I have a rule where I only play two of every Magic card, and that's just so I can encourage diversity in my decks. Palma Facona? What the heck is a Palma Facona? Oh, that's the Destiny's Gundam blasting hand. And then and we are building. Oh, this deck is actually oh there's there's so much potential. There's so much because okay, the Eternity. 3, man, this deck is just gonna have so many capabilities. Because like what I was thinking about is because like Rame Murius from what is it? Oh, I can't think of it, from Gundam Seed, the original, the captain of the Archangel. She's a part of this too. So I'm like, do I have if I have the Archangel, am I gonna have the Archangel, the Kusanagi, and the Eternal? So I have 3 motherships because that might start to be too many nexuses. I'll have to think about that actually. Is like, which ships am I actually gonna have in this alliance? Because uh, this this is where it gets tricky, but it's still a ton of fun. And then you're like, do I just play 2 of each mothership? Still effectively playing 6, but that gives you diversity because they're all great cards. So now I just have to look how to spell Murray. Ramius. Murrue. Ram Ramuus. So right now, this deck is just it has a lot of defensive. So this deck is really interesting because there's defensive power that this deck has. This deck can be extremely defensive to the point to where the opponent can't they can't do much. They can't add cards to their hand. They can't attack because anything your opponent does, you'll have something that can be reactionary to it, which is scary to have something reactionary happening to. Which is it's also frustrating because you're like, oh, can I play anything without having some sort of fear like that whatever I play isn't going to get played, or I play this cool card, and now I'm hurting really bad. Oh, I'm really happy. I got to search my deck for a card. Oh no, I have to discard it and destroy a spirit. Well, that sucks. How did I draw I just drew a V instead of a U. It's probably because I got like a divot in the paper. All right. So Andrew Waltfeld is another person, another brave I have to, and spirit I have to consider. Excuse me. Where are you? Gladys Campbell Hawk, Muramus, 62345678970. 47. Andrew Waltfeld. So it is spelled the way that I thought. Because Andrew Waltfeld, the Desert Tiger, pilots the Gaia Gundam, which is kind of funny that the Gaia Gundam falls back into their hands. And then Mulaflaga, he actually pilots the Atatsuki. So actually, I might have to take out. Oh, ugh. There's so many different ways to build this deck, and every single one of them are so hyped. Andrew Waltfeld, Mulaflaga 73. Three of those guys. I'll be really sad if they don't make a Neo Roanoke card too. I mean, they have to, but you have to admit that was so stupid. The lack of creativity of Sea of Destiny is its downfall. I can just imagine a fan tuning into Sea Destiny for the first two episodes and being like, "Did that exact thing happen in Seed? Is that just Seed is? Is Seed just mobile suits getting stolen, or just secret government weapons being stolen, and then they get stolen, and then bad things happen? Because that's what it's starting to feel like." So Infinite Justice Gundam. And then you get to make fun of, oh, Neonoma doesn't know his own language. And it's like, well, maybe. Infinite Gundam. The Gundam that can kick so hard it will make your Gundam explode. Why am I writing? Dude, I am not thinking Infinite Gundam. I'm so stupid. He probably got just distracted thinking of him kicking. Meteor. Infinite Justice Meteor. Because what I'm thinking right now is like, do I just build a Eternal deck? Because it's weird because no, because all these decks are or sorry, all these motherships for the most part are together. I think except for the Kusanagi and Seed Destiny. Because I think the Kusanagi comes, but I don't remember if it really has anything besides a few like M1 Astrays or Murasames that are just not what we're not what we're talking about. Atatsuki is what I was thinking about. AKA T. AKA Suki. Sugi. AKA Sugi. AKA Sugi. Shir Shiranui equipped. I'm learning new word. I'm learning how to spell new words tonight, everybody. which kind of makes me feel smart. There's a lot of cards that this deck can possibly play. I am not playing the Dom Troopers, so I'm just going to disappoint Novalance super hard. Oh, my nose is all itchy. Gaia Gundam, and then there's really only two more cards. Three Gaia Gundam Waltfeld Custom. Waltfeld Custom. Aya Waltfeld. We're going to abbreviate a little today. And people say, you could just put Gaia. I'm like, I could have, but come on. You got to remind people it's the Waltfeld Custom. Because Waltfeld is just going to ruin your day eating. I forgot what they were eating, but what was it? It was like the yogurt sauce, and there's some other sauce that him and Kigali were arguing about. And they ended up just spraying Kira with it. M1 Astray, Shrike? No, I think I'm not even going to care about those other cards. Because they're too early. Yeah, I think this might be it, chat. I think we found all the cards that we're going to use. And now you get Proxy ASMR, brought to you by Neon. So it happens if I fold this over. Folding this over. So there are two decks that I'm really excited. Well, actually, there's four decks that I'm really excited to build right now. Of course, Seed Destiny. Super excited to build Seed Destiny. There's a lot of exciting mobile suits in the Seed universe, and I think that's the most frustrating thing to have to accept about Seed is that the story had so much potential, but just didn't go anywhere. See, Destiny decided to say, let's F and do it again. And then they F and did it again. And then this wasn't fun to watch. It wasn't creative. It's like, I think I just watched, I think I just watched 50 episodes of this happening not so long ago. Where did this come from? Oh, it was the same show? Well, that's kind of awkward. And I'd have to say, yeah, that is actually super awkward. Man, I'm actually pretty proud of my arts and crafts right now, but I better not get too excited because I am very good at getting to the very end of something and then like not paying attention and then just completely screwing it up. So Lacuse Klein, oh my gosh, that's gonna give me PTSD for actually ever. Lacuse Klein, that's what they call her in the remaster. And if that's what she's actually called in Japanese, like I said earlier, I'm dead inside. That's stupid. That makes me mad. And then people are gonna be like, well, you don't know the language. And I'm like, I agree. But it doesn't mean that my original conception. See, this is the problem with my life. So if you grew up on card captors in America, you would know that they call her Sakura, not Sakura. It's Sakura. I find that name to be absolutely beautiful. I adore that name so much. It is a name that I would love to name a daughter if I ever do have children. That would be super cool. Now, the other flip side of it is that I'd like to have like the name right. And it's really interesting when American dubbing will get a name wrong. And then you just go on to believe that's how the name is pronounced until they're like, we're gonna do a redubbing of this show to make it more manga accurate. Manga, whatever you want to call it. I like the word. See, that's another thing. I like the word manga. And they're like, it's actually manga. I'm like, I hate this. Everything I say and learned was wrong, but I mean, there is that part where it's like, all right, well, don't be lazy. Be be a little be have some flexibility to educate yourself. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I will educate myself. Yeah, I'll do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Da-da-da-da. Man, my nose is just itchy. Now the scary thing though, and I know it's going to happen. I know that Lacus Klein is going to have a secret rare. I know it's going to be like $500. It's going to hurt my wallet, but eventually I will own it. I Battle Spirits is my game, man. Once you start effing with Digimon, I'm like, I'm in this thing. And then I'm like, you guys got Space Godzilla? I'm in this thing. And then I'm like, you guys got Gundam, Seed, and Double O? Okay. Uh, there's nothing else you have to say. I'm in this thing. So the biggest thing about this kind of deck editing that we're doing right now is it's kind of figuring out which motherships we play, which spirits we play, what braves we play. Because right now, legitimately, there's too many options between Kira Yamato, Athrun. Because like you have to play three Kira Yamato, two Athrun Zala. Sorry, three Kira Yamato, three Athrun Zala, because you're gonna have three Justice, or sorry, two Justice, two Freedoms, two different kinds. So that's six cards, right? Two of each. And then, so then because you're playing so many of them and they're obviously main character, because they're the main character and stuff like that, I gotta prioritize that stuff, right? So I'll definitely be prioritizing that, but making sure that's lore accurate, honestly, that's the most exhausting part of all of it, because I legitimately will, for some cards, I'll look at the art and I'll be like, that's not what scene it was from the show. Now some cards are a lot easier because that version of them only comes out in certain parts of the show, so like that don't get me mad at all, but I hope you know what I mean. I'm almost done tearing. Oh, my arms hurt. My arms are sore. Why are my arms sore? Because I exercised the other day. I'm like, oh, the other day, not this morning. I'm like, no, because I'm sore, duh. Take out this big chunk of white dead space. Obviously, because I get the deck next week, or I get the cards next week, and I have 6 boxes coming for this set, and then I am immediately going to order every single secret rare from Cardboard Collectibles. So Cardboard Collectibles, if you're watching this stream, just be ready. I am going to nab legitimately every secret. I don't care. Everything with the double X's. Those are probably gonna be like 700 a piece on launch. So I'm gonna grab every normal X rare secret, every other secret. I'm gonna have a playset of all of them and the contracts. I'm gonna take care of all of that day one. Don't not. I'm gonna open all my boxes, see what I have to get, what I have to patch in, order all of it. Don't care. And then later down the road when they're doing another Tiger and Bunny set. Well, they're doing another, what would I say, common writer set. Maybe they pick an anime that I'm not too keen on, and they decide to start focusing on that anime, or maybe they do more divas or something, or Ultraman, something that I guess they're making an Ultraman card game. So apparently Ultraman is kind of excuse me, a less than popular idea for more See, I'm a huge proponent of like still making Digimon because people are like, why would they make Digimon Battle Spirits? There's a Digimon card game. People that like Digimon are going to play that. I also think people that are already quite invested into Battle Spirits are going to want to play it in Battle Spirits. Or players that play Digimon will be like, oh, Battle Spirits plays Digimon. Maybe I'll play this game for the collaboration. So believe it or not, the only reason I played Battle Spirits is because they did Gundam. I saw some random post about this Japanese card game called Battle Spirits that I remembered from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, if not 8 years, 9 years ago, that there was this card game called Battle Spirits. And this card game apparently survived in Japan because it died in America like in like 5 cents, which is probably going to happen again. Now, this card game called Battle Spirits. Pretty much what happened with Battle Spirits is I learned that, oh, they were doing a Gundam collaboration. I talked to Jet Saber and I talked to Novalance. I'm like, did you? Apparently, there's going to be Gundam cards. So we could actually play a game with Gundam cards. And like, that would be cool. Let's get in it. Let's get into it. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then we finally get into it, and now we're just so invested into the game. It's so much. It is unbelievable how much fun Battle Spirits is. It is honestly, I think I like it more than the Digimon card game, just due to the the memory gauge system is okay, but I feel like there could be a better way to do resource management. I think I think the biggest thing holding Digimon back from being a card game that has more respect and could be considered more of a strategic card game is the style and amount of resources in it. Because the resources in Digimon is just a tug of war of memory, and it's really hard to pop. You really know what your opponent can and cannot do. Battle Spirits isn't the case because you're revealing cards off the top of your deck. Things happen for free. Things start chaining. Before you know it, you've spammed. Now, of course, Battle Spirits has existed for 15 years, and Digimon's existed for 3. So that is a big thing. But I do think that Digimon has so much potential, and they're just not acting on it. I'm really sorry that I keep touching my nose, but I don't think you understand how itchy it is because it is not. It's not liking me right now. All right, we're going to take all these to the side and we're going to do the most important thing. So we're going to turn these Murasamis right here. We're going to take, all right, let's move everything to the right. You guys go up there. And these cards that I'm going to put below are pretty much the ones that I'm going to replace in the stack right here. Right here. This is right here, the full deck. I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 39 cards. So technically there's one more slot. There's a slot for one more card, which obviously I'm going to make some very interesting adjustments. So now that I have all of my proxies, let's start proxying. So immediately we're going to have 3 Infinite Justice Meteors over here, and we're going to have 3 Strike Freedom Meteors. Why? They're the extras of the set, and they're really good. We're also going to make sure we also have our Lacus Klein eventually. Infinite Justice Meteor. We're going to have the Atatsuki. Shiranui equipped. We're going to have... Oh, I thought someone comment? Oh, I heard a noise. I'm hearing noises, everybody. Comment in the chat what's your favorite card from Gundam Seed. Come on and comment down below on what your favorite thing is from Gundam Seed. All right, so back on the deck editing. So 3 Akatsukis, 3 Lacus Klein. Got that guy. Lacus. Of course, we're going to have 3 Lacus. Now, Strike Freedom Meteor. I mean, this deck is just insane. 3 Strike Meteor, 3 Infinite Justice. I mean, 3 Murray Ramius. Of course, we're going to play 3 Murray Ramius. We're going to have... Eternity. So now this is where I have to get crafty. Where is my Eternity? So I got all these Nexuses right. I got 12 Nexuses right now. Well, that's a lot of Nexus cards. Now, I got 15 because I got the Lacus. I got Lacus. What about Lacus? See, that's the worst thing about them using the word Lacus. Of course, assuming that it's wrong, is that the new generation, that it's actually Lacus, and you're just going to have to be like, listen here, kid. You want to know what her name is? I'll tell you her name. Murray Ramius. You can return either an Archangel or an Orb family card besides Murray from your trash to your hand. Once per turn, Flash. Or level 2 Flash. Either attacks once by turn. By exhausting a Mothership family Nexus you control, return opposing spirit to the deck. Oh, that means we gotta keep playing our Motherships. Gotta max up those moms. We max out our mommies here, everybody. Max out your mommies. So, gotta play 3 of that. And now, let's see here. Shut up, water bottle. Popping at me, ho. Next, we gotta find Eternity. Nexus. Eternal. Well, did that wrong. Once per turn. Level 1-2 barrage 4 or less. This Nexus is unaffected by opposing cost 4 or less effects. Level 1-2. Once per turn, when your Orb family spirit Brave is summoned or advanced, you can core boost from the void to any spirit Nexus you control. Or you can +1 core to an Orb family Grandwalker Nexus. Oh wow, that sounds fair. Level 2, while your hand is 5 or less, your hand is unaffected by opposing effects. Which isn't bad considering this deck isn't fast. This is a slow, tanky deck that can ramp. It has the opportunity to ramp. It's not known for its ramping, however. It's a powerful deck. It's a deck that's going to come down and slap people, but other than that, it's not too... I wouldn't say that's initially aggressive. It can be aggressive, but initially it's not. All right. So the Eternity, amazing Nexus. Now this is where it's going to get really difficult to build because we still have our Lacus ×2 that we want to try to work into the deck. We still have our Mulaflagas. We still have our Andrew Waltfelds that we want to work into the deck. Now, what I normally do when there's cards that I want to work into the deck, but I just can't figure out how, I start adjusting the amount of certain cards that I have in the deck to do that. And what do I mean by that? So, for example, for our motherships, I could play 2 of each. That still gives us 6 mothership nexuses, which is a lot. Which still gives Murray Ramius a lot of targets for her to be able to go off, which then will open up 2 more slots, I guess. And I have that 1 free slot. So what if I do this? I do 2 Atatsukis. I do 2 Gaia Waltfeld condoms. Waltfeld condoms, I just said. Waltfeld customs. Yikes. And then I do 2 Waltfeld and 2 Flaflaga with the Nexuses. Laflaga. That would create a little bit of diversity. And then this card pops off, which you can't see because I am not paying attention to my layout because I'm a experienced veteran streamer that knows everything there is to streaming and lighting and placing. Or maybe I don't. Because this has a phantom card. Because this, there we go. And if we did 2, Lacus times 2, I think that figures out our deck. Everybody, we may have just built Final Battle Sea Destiny. We may have just built Final Battle Sea Destiny, everybody. That's hype. I'm taking a sip of the BK Burger King. BK Burger King is here. Such an interest. See, I will switch these around. This is gonna actually I don't care. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 cards. Exactly. We did it, everybody. We have just made a brand new deck. And not just a brand new deck. We were able to build a deck that is going to be an S tier deck. S tier instantly. This deck is going to be so powerful. It's kind of disgusting when they build decks this powerful because you're just like, okay, I guess you're just gonna, because if you've ever played a trading card game, you'll know what I mean when I say this. Sometimes the developers just say, let's just print a really strong deck out of nowhere. They're just like, let's just make this one deck legitimately so far S tier that nothing will ever be able to catch up to it. And they do that all the time. I think Seed Destiny is that deck. They made Unicorn pretty good. And dangerous. They've made, I would say, oh, I would say they made the new Gundam deck pretty deadly. They've made the zombie deck pretty deadly. And I think that this is actually going to be an extremely fun way of playing the deck. It's going to allow me to have my 3-ship alliance going on right now. Now, I am only playing Lacus because of the fact that Kigali was completely sidelined for the second part of the season. She just kind of popped in and popped out. It was, I mean, and that's the thing about building theme decks. I mean, it is, and you just kind of gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? You just kind of gotta figure it out. You gotta play it in a certain way. And then even though that we are playing it more theme styled, it's still going to be a dangerous deck. So I'm going to take a picture of my finished deck right now on my personal phone. Hopefully I can read that. Perfect. It's definitely blurry, but I can make it out. All right. Seed Destiny is complete. What keeps different fights competing with me now? Ugh. Not competing with me, but he went live, so it's not like I'd be taking his fans, but you know what I mean. Different fight be awesome. I love Cardfight Vanguard is a that's a hot Sylphimon. That Sylphimon is hot. Uh Digimon, why do you have to be so Digimon and Bowspheres takes all my money. Bowspheres just exploits my childhood. And they're like, we're gonna make this other card really effing good. And I'm like, fine. Make the card really effing good. Oh, give my ears a little bit of a break. So we just built Seed Destiny, the final battle deck. Now, why I'm so specific when I say final battle deck, because there's actually another way to play this deck. And what I mean by that is that in Seed Destiny, within the lore of the show, the Seed Gundam, the Freedom Gundam actually gets destroyed in this show. So, and if you didn't expect spoilers, that's your fault. Yeah, I'd be like that. So the Freedom Gundam over here does get destroyed, and eventually they make a new version called the Strike Freedom, which is a bajillion times better. A legitimate bajillion times better. So within that show, that's what happens. But there are, of course, events that happen more towards the middle, so on and so forth. So what I want to do with this deck is I also want to build a version that is earlier in the season that has, because there's a version of this deck that I can build that still has the Freedom Gundam in it, which I'm kind of interested in building because it gives you access to a lot of interesting units. Now, the biggest thing about that is that there's a lot of mobile suits that I could play or I should play. I think I just should. I'll save that one for another stream because I think it would be extremely easy for me to complete and kind of put the cherry on top for a couple of these Char's counterattack decks. So I am going to put my Freedom deck away. Now, the sad thing about, well, it's not even sad. I'm kind of just going to put it back in a pile because I took a picture of the way that the deck is supposed to look like once I have all the cards put together, which is super hype. And people are going to be like, why'd you make all these proxies? And I'm like, well, for some of my decks, they're already sleeved. So I can actually just interchange the proxies. But it also helps with the way that my brain thinks because I get distracted extremely, extremely easily. So by having all of the proxies out here, my brain can relax. I don't have to try to remember as much. And then, of course, finally, it's a little bit more engaging for the audience when they can kind of follow along as well. Also, taking into consideration that there may or may not be language barriers, and that is not necessarily fun in trading card games at all, or I guess anywhere. Is it ever fun? But it's definitely apparent in Battle Spirits. So one of my goals is that Battle Spirits is a trading card game that is Japanese but has a lot of history over here in the West because of how we pretty much adore anime over here. We really do. Now, actually, we're gonna do another a Seed Destiny deck right here. So we're actually going to do the beginning of Seed Destiny right now. Kind of episode through like the beginning through episode 20 for the most part. Essentially, this is where Atherin is a part of Faith. You have the Impulse Gundam doing all sorts of stuff. You actually have Heine alive. Luna Maria's a thing, right? And so the biggest thing I got to figure out about I think these uniforms are their faith uniforms. So I think I'm gonna have to put a different Shin Asuka in this deck. Luckily, they made a new sh, Shin As La Double La. All right, let's scroll on down. I'm gonna be lazy. Shin Asuka. Yeah, because I think Shin probably gets a different suit depending on what mobile suit he's piloting. Because what is he wearing towards the end? He's wearing that faith suit, right? Or is he wearing that one in the beginning? Man, I don't remember. I gotta pull up the new one. So the new one, he still has his little faith badge on. So I wonder which one is more faithy. Him just in his Zapped costume? Ah, this gets difficult. Ah, the new Shin is so the new Shin set, it's a rare. When this card is revealed from your deck or sent to the trash via Zapped family effect, add it to your hand. During Brave, when attacks or blocks, reveal a card from your deck top. Among them, add a add to the hand or add to hand or summon slash deploy as those who carry the Seed Factor or Zapped Faith family card. Return the remaining to the deck bottom. So he can absolutely help you pump your deck. Now, the biggest thing though is just trying to understand which clothing he wears. Because I think he might actually, I just don't know actually. And I wouldn't know the significance of him wearing the different suits. Because there's this big frilled one, and then it's just like a zapped coat. So I wonder if this is just him in a spacesuit versus in a zapped coat, which I think is the case. This must be the uniform that he wears when he goes in space. It is. So this one though, you can see the little faith badge under his hand, which is where his heart is. I see. So that's yeah. So it's a spacesuit that he wears. This one has a faith logo. Okay, so both of these shins that we have are essentially. Oh, this makes the deck more frustrating. Because if I'm making it lore accurate, oh, there we go. Pilot suit, pilot suit. Thank goodness they had the character designs on the Wikia. Oh man, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that at all, actually. Oh man, so we have two Shin Asukas, and they're both, I think, Faith members. Ah, what does the original one do? What we So I'm all right. So I got to figure out what this Shinamska does because I think it's kind of mid actually. So this one says when attacks are destroyed, you can reveal a card from your deck top of a Zafter Faith family, summon, deploy, use it, return any remaining card to the deck bottom. When attacks are blocks, it can destroy an Orb family Spirit or Nexus. So that's definitely him going crazy. Oh my gosh. Only an Orb though. So against one deck, he pops off. Is there one card that makes everything Orb family? I don't remember. I want to say yes, but I don't remember because that is actually really important. If there's something that makes literally everything on your opponent's side of the field orb, that could be something. Penguins score. Riley Smith scores against his prior team. Wow. Where'd my mouse go? Don't tell me it died. If my mouse dies, I'll be really sad. So I'll have to find the charging cable, which I'm pretty sure I know where it is, but it's still embarrassing. So we are looking for. We're just looking to see what cards that. So there's like one that happens later. I think I'd still include that card in this deck, though. Do I? I don't know. So the obvious cards, we got Gilbert Durandal in here. We got Atherin Zala. We got a bajillion amount of Braves in this deck. We might have a special guest, everybody. If you like Gundam, if you like pretty ladies, say hello to Novalance.
Hi, everybody. I don't know. Can you hear me? Hello, everybody.
They can hear you. They can hear you. Ah, can you get the cable for this?
Yes.
It may have died. It may have died. It may have died. So I built one deck so far. I've built the Seed Destiny deck. Once that deck is now, it's already. I took a picture of it, so you can't see it no more.
Okay.
It's on my camera roll.
Okay. Here you go.
Gosh.
It is really warm.
Here, plug this in. Yeah, it's because these lights. I'm pretty warm. You could probably open the door for like, turn around. There you go.
Okay, I will.
For like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, let's get some airflow in this room, eh?
Now she's Canadian.
It's not my fault.
Canadian. Remember when we used to watch that YouTuber? Hey guys, Canadian guy here
Oh, yeah.
for the Crash Team Racing.
Yeah. I also like watching Australian podcasts sometimes.
All right, everybody. We are going to the Down Under.
The, so this the slang they have for stuff is really interesting. I love it.
She loves that everybody. Man, the new Shin. What does it? Does it do anything cool on attacks? No.
Call me out, baby.
Reveal a card from deck top. Add your hand or summon deploy it. Those secure the Seed Factor. Or is after Faith, Fam, Spirit. Family card. Return the remaining cards to the deck's bottom. And then this one says, reveal a card from your deck top. It's after Faith, Family card. You can summon deploy. Use it. Return one remaining cards to the deck bottom. Attacks or blocks. Trigger only Orb, Family, Spirit, or Nexus. They both have the same Brave condition as Zapped and cost 4 or more or Core Splendor. So this is like a really, really weird card. I don't get it. This one, so this one can get, the new one can get a, those who carry the Seed Factor. it can add to hand or summon or deploy. The original one just says you can summon deploy. I see. So the newer one is actually kind of better. The older one is more a little bit more situational. I see. But in this deck, I would play the other one. I think I might do it just based upon shoot, what he's wearing. Because he's already a part of Faith at that point. And he really only becomes a member of Faith towards the very end. So this is when like I have these quarrels, everybody. All right, but we also have some other cards that we can put in this deck. So what I should do actually right now is look at. I'm gonna keep itching my nose. I'm gonna go trim my nose hairs after this. Yes, I'm old and I have nose hairs. So wait till you get nose. Man, that's an old person thing to say. I'm not gonna say it. Just wait till it happens to you. How old? That's the most old person thing I could have said.
Oh.
So for this deck, we would be looking at Course Splendor, Operation Angel Down. Operation. Ah, I'll just put Angel Down. Operation Angel Down. Course Splendor. There's a lot of exciting opportunities and different cards to play. And that's what makes this series and card game so much fun is that I mean, at the end of the day, it is when you really look at it, it is just when you try to simplify something, it really just is whatever the creators want to print and make you flock over, so to say. But you have to give them credit for being so accurate because if they weren't accurate, it probably wouldn't be that exciting, right? Force Impulse Gundam. Angel Down. And I think what's really important is that right now we're taking the initiative and making these decks. That way, when they're here, we put them into their sleeves, we add the proxies, and at that point, we're just ready to go. We're ready to get those racks. We're ready to go in and actually just have a good time. All the deck building is done. Honestly, this is something that would have been a lot of fun to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! To just kind of, but of course, at that age, I didn't have like high-speed internet, which is that's half of it. The other half of it maybe didn't have the budget so that when the cards actually did come out, it's like, oh, those are really neat. I'll never have them. Be like that, man. So then we have, man, there's just way too much stuff to include in this. Shin Asuka 73. And what I mean by that is that now I have to look at Luna Maria's sister. Now I have to look at Talia, Mayrin.
Marin, Carl. His name.
Luna Maria's sister. Luna Marie.
Marin Hot.
How do you spell it?
I don't know.
Well, you failed.
You think I was ever told the spelling? Well, I wasn't.
Back where you're from, no one knew how to spell. Look at that Penguins fan.
I know. Who is he? Is he just a fan?
I don't know.
Felix? He looked like he was some rock star. Only because
Talia Gladys.
oh, the best. Oh my god. Move over. Talia Gladys is the best freaking captain in this history of Seed and Seed Destiny. All of it. I don't care what anyone says. Talia Gladys is the best. She's so cool. She is so strong. Oh my god. She can keep her cool in the craziest situations, and I like how Arthur is such a lapdog. But she's like, you know what? Do it. Well, we're going to do this. And I like how she really takes the time to ponder about the situations given to her by Main HQ, as well as what happens.
Nova Lance is a little passionate about
I
this.
love Talia Gladys. Oh my god, I wish she was a Grand Walker Nexus.
She should be a Grand Walker
She
Nexus.
needs to be one. Do you hear that, Ben? She needs to be a Grand Walker Nexus in this EX set. She has to be because she deserves it.
I wonder if they'll have a new character be.
No, it has to be Talia.
They'll have another dude. They'll have another new pilot.
Captain?
Yep.
No, I want Talia Gladys. I know she's dead.
She's not dead. Okay. They escaped.
Don't you dare!
They escaped it.
Don't you dare give me this false hope.
I have the hope.
Living. I won't accept it. She perished.
We never saw them die.
The arms of holding.
We never saw them die. We just saw an explosion.
That's enough for me. I don't need. I know I want her in the next series, but I can't. She has to remain dead. She has to remain dead, so I cannot fall in love all over again. Okay.
You fell in love with her? Everybody, my lady is not my lady no more. She loves this anime character.
She's in what?
Well, you heard that once. Someone clip it. Flip that right now.
She's the only character I'll ever admit that for.
I don't believe that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What else do you think?
Do I think?
Yeah.
Well, it could have been Clark from the 100 before she started doing stupid stuff.
Nope. She was a bit lame. She was strong, but she was still lame.
She was awesome.
I'm not saying she was bad.
That's what you're saying. Everyone, comment down below that Nova Lance don't know what she's talking about.
I think she did the appropriate stuff for the most part until they went to the Mayweather station.
Floyd Mayweather station?
Yeah, no. And
yeah, did you hear that ever? Yeah.
You tried to trick me, eh?
I did.
And I can't accept some of her actions. I'm like, you know situation the best. What do you mean you're frozen? Oh my god. I understand she was a strong woman and she knew what she wanted for the most part. However, I stopped caring about her after a while.
Why?
Gladys is the most genuine person in that whole.
Why was Natari bad rule?
Natari was controlled by the cosmos for a little bit. But she rectified herself in the end. And she's dead too, okay? Thanks. Ugh. Why are all my favorite silly characters in Gundam dead? Why did you do this to me, Taro?
We all know she's alive.
Not alive.
What are you gonna do when she comes back in the movie?
I don't know, you guys.
Would you cry?
No, I would probably be very upset.
You'd be upset? You want her to be alive?
No, I want her to be dead.
You want her to be dead?
Yeah.
Why?
I have to deal with her dying a time.
Dying for real?
Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry, guys. As much as I love Talia Gladys, I can't accept her.
You can't accept her?
Coming back. No.
But she will.
No, she won't.
And Ray.
Ray.
What if Ray comes back as the girl And Rao comes back as that guy.
because they're not even the same person anymore, but they have the same memories, which is like part of the problem.
Part of the problem is what Novaland says.
Yeah.
If you're tuning in right now, we are building Gundam Seed Destiny decks. We are proxying. I got my proxies. Yeah, they're ratchet, but we're still building the decks. We're still talking about it. We're still theorizing about how we are going to play. Let's say hi. What's poppin', chat? Where are you at, chat? Gonna dual wield my phones.
Man, now if we're once we put all these in double sleeves, Carl, we're gonna have the hardest time getting them out of the box. How what's your solution?
I gotta refresh my Twitch.
Okay.
Stupid Twitch not wanting to let me comment to my own stream. Novalands finds it funny, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm still super hyped. All right. So Destiny Battle Messiah. That's my last one.
Do you only have 4 magic carpets minus the Magic the Gathering one?
5. I have 5, but Magic's in that one.
That's what I said.
Oh.
Minus.
Oh man. Why is my Twitch being goofy? I'm gonna clear its cache.
Your YouTube's looking great.
All right, load. Why aren't you loading? I have my internet on. Are you not reading it? Dude, this internet is so ratchet. Half the time it's like, I'm connected. And the other half, it's like, I'm not
My
connected.
God, dude. Sometimes for work, I literally have the same problem. I have the same problem for work, for like meetings and stuff. And it's super freaking annoying.
Spin. Man, it is just lagging so bad over there. All right, we're still here. All right, we got to lock in, everybody. We got to build this deck. So there's a new core splendor for this deck that I have to consider playing. And what does this one turn into? Shield guy. So the new core splendor is only cost 2. It's a very efficient. How's it going, everybody? There we go. So we have a new core splendor. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous looking card. Only bad part about it is I just don't know how I'm gonna read it to you. So listen up, listen up. Core Splendor, Operation Angel Down is a cost 2 spirit with 1 white, 1 diamond reduction. Can't stack. When your impulse would leave the field due to the opponent, you can summon this card from the hand. When you've done so, you can brave one of your Shin Oscar Brave to this spirit in the same condition as this spirit. So essentially, anytime that your impulse Gundam gets deleted or whatever, so however it would leave the field due to the opponent, you get a free spirit, and then you get to refresh and brave Shin to it. When attacks or blocks by paying 1 cost, switch the spirit with an impulse card in your hand in the refresh condition. It's okay. It's got a cute little switch effect. I just don't know how necessary a card like this would be, which is the hard part. Now, Force Impulse Gundam Operation Angel Down is a completely different story. Level 1, 2, 3, Flash either attacks up by discarding a cost 5 or more Zap family card from your hand. This spirit refreshes. That is not once per turn, everybody. That is a unlimited refresh as long as you have cards to discard. This card could legitimately come at you as many times as you have. Now, the lore behind this is that Shin kept on getting Mayrin to keep sending out more battery packs so we could keep fighting. Level 1, 2, 3, various phase shift armor. Level 5. Level 2, 3, when attacks or blocks, return opposing brave to the hand. After this effect resolves, either return opposing spirit with the highest PP or an opposing orb family spirit to the deck bottom. This effect also activates when this card changes places from the hand. So there are uh, switching cards. That's kind of one of the mechanics. That's kind of one of the gimmicks of this deck. If you just tuned in, we are building Gundam Seed decks right now. So we're talking about the gimmick that this deck has. It's very similar to the Gundam Seed deck with Kira Yamato. So the Strike Gundam has an ability called Exchange, where when you attack with a spirit, you can actually bounce. You can actually have one in your hand and bounce the one that's attacking back to your hand, and then this one comes out on the field refreshed. I think it's still battling. Normally, when that happens, you're also going to get an effect. I just got to tell everybody right now, I'm so happy that all of you are taking the time to tune in to me right now. It really does mean a lot to me. This is the most viewers I've ever had. 5 viewers. I'm really excited. I'm very thankful that you're all here tonight. Thanks for stopping on in. Let's have a great time building Gundam decks. So we went over that. Now we have to have 3 Talia Gladys. So that's when this deck is going to start to get more and more difficult to think about how I want to build it, because there's just so many different ways that I can build this deck. So do I want to build the Operation Angel Down deck? What essentially does that entail? Because this is from Operation Angel Down, where Shin penetrates and kills Kira Yamato. But he doesn't, even after Nuke, but we won't get into that silliness. So the biggest thing about, so let's see here. I think the new Talia, is she a Faith member yet in her picture
Yes, should be.
for the set?
I thought so. I guess I assumed she was.
You don't. So she has Faith in her family, but I guess you don't see the badge on her shirt.
Yeah, I don't think she wears. I know she's fake.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think Talia doesn't? You think you know everything about Talia?
I will. I think she wears it for a little bit, especially when it's given to her in a ceremonious way that they gave it to everybody else. But I don't think she actively wears it the whole time. But I could just be really wrong. I don't remember seeing
I'm
it.
looking her up.
Is all I'm trying to say.
Show me that character model.
Carlo, do you want me to take this one as well? This deck core?
Is it a gun? Yeah. That's the love triangle.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Love triangle. No, Lance hates that dude.
Yes, I do.
Well, guess what? We're gonna bend the rules. We're putting her in her anyways. We can't see it, but she needs to be in this deck. I'll be too mad if she's not.
Just makes sense. It just makes sense.
It does just make sense. And that's kind of the frustrating part right now with where we're at, is that there's so many things that we kind of just have to tweak just to make sure that we can have a fun variety of cards. Because I think that's honestly going to be the way that we make these decks fun. Now, the other thing about this deck is Mir Campbell. And that's something I forgot to write down. And Mir Campbell is the biggest sad story in the entire Gundam Seed Destiny. I hate that story. It makes me so sad. Hey, you want this job? Sure.
Do you want to help me speak in the way of Lacus to quell the worries of our nation? Oh yes, absolutely. Anything to help our grieving nation.
Would you like to get surgery to look like a different, kind of like the most important person?
It's not even the president. Who's the person in the United States that would the entire nation's behind?
Huh?
I almost said Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift? Everybody in Gundam Seed listen to Taylor Swift.
I'm saying but she has more impact than Taylor Swift does because of her ties to the political aspect.
Well, her dad, Siegel Klein, was like the big person of Zaft. or the plants, excuse me.
Yeah, the plants.
And then Atherin's family was big in the military.
Atherin's family is all about Zaft.
It's about what? Theft?
Zaft. And then Siegel Klein and this Lacus Klein are all about the plants. They have very different approaches for sure.
Oh my gosh, we have so many different cards. All right, we're gonna get to tear this entire thing off because now we got all of our proxies. Now we get to make more proxies.
More water.
Yes, more water would be great. I'm gonna stream for 18 more minutes. So after I finish this deck, I'm gonna call it a night. So then it'll be about 2 hours.
All right.
I'm gonna stream for an hour 25 minutes.
I'm just saying. I've acquired my.
And I'm not feeling anything. Yeah. This match rate at work.
Just gonna freaking activate at 10 p.m. and be like, yep.
I'm ready to go to bed, that's for sure. All right. So the biggest thing about trying to figure out Gundam Seed is that, or Seed Destiny, is that there's a few different scenes that I'm trying to understand what picture do I want this deck to paint? How do I want people to think of this deck, of this series? And ultimately, there are going to be cards that are going to get left out. There's no way around it. It will happen, and it might just have to be like that. I might play cards in some decks. I might play some cards in some other decks. I think I'm really at the point where I should pick and choose where certain cards should and should not be. So I think in this, because I don't want to build I don't want I think it would be extremely unnecessary if I built 3 Seed Destiny decks with just a few slight different changes. Because yes, it would allow me to have more cards from the card pool in it, but for some of them, it's just not as fun. And that's the most difficult part about building these decks is it even or is fun even or is fun just absolutely nuking your opponent and just watching them squirm? Because I want and the biggest thing is like I come from a competitive trading card game environment. I know what it means to be competitive. I know what you have to do to be competitive. And I also understand what it means to just go over to a friend's house and play with their cards. And yeah, all you need to bring is yourself and maybe some beer and some weed. And then you're just fine. And it's like, all right, well, I'm going to bring myself, going to bring the materials, and we're just going to have a good time. That's literally it. That's literally sometimes all it takes is for you to have a good time. Now, you don't always need those things. Sometimes like, oh, that's tactile. I mean, like everyone's different with the way they do things. I think the older you get, the more you're gonna be more willing to do certain things, or maybe you've rethought of the way that certain things work, so on and so forth. But we're not gonna get philosophical here. Decks. And my arms are starting to get tired again. Nothing like ripping paper to give you a workout. That's when you know you need to work out, is when ripping paper makes your arms tired. It's my watch yelling at me. Dick's Sporting Goods keeps yelling at me. All right. Well, sorry everyone. I just got like really dialed into some stuff. All right. So let's now that I ripped them out, got all of our proxies out. Let's kind of figure out what will be in the stack and what won't be in the stack. Because I like the beginning of Seed Destiny. And what I mean by that, I like the beginning of Seed Destiny when they are following Bogey 1, or as they call Bogey 1. I think later they learn it's called the Gertie Lou. But yeah, it's called Bogey 1. So you have Shin. Well, actually, no, we're skipping the whole Gertie Lou thing. We're really thinking about when Heine was in the show. So when Heine was in the show, it's really just the impulse. So we'd be able to take out all of the Angel Down cards. Because if I do decide to make an Angel Down deck, it's completely it's in a completely different place. And then we also have to think of Destiny Battle of Messiah, and Palma Fiction. Those are all together. Now new Shin Asuka. I have to really think to myself, where do I want the new Shin Asuka to be? Do I want the new Shin Asuka to be in this deck, or do I want him to be in the new deck or the old deck? Excuse me. Correspondent Angel down, Correspondent Angel down, Mir Campbell, Talia, and Mayron. Now I gotta remember. I think I gotta figure out when Mir Campbell made her debut. Man, you really think about See Destiny, you're like, wow, their plastic surgery or their surgeries is crazy the amount of things that they can do with genetics. You wonder if they have like any diseases at all. Man, so went with Mirror Camp. When did she show up? Because I think their first thing is like when she hugs Athrun that one time. Zast's successor public attack about Neutron Stampeder, the public within the plant learned the news from the attacker was eager for retaliation. However, Mira made her public appearance and helped place the denizens of plant by making a public statement that acknowledged the heinous actions of the alliance, but also called calmness and saying, well, doesn't Heine like drive Mir? We fly around in the hand. I like the Mir and Athrun stuff though. That made me smile and laugh. Hmm. I don't think Mir should go. What does Luna Maria do? Or sorry, Mayrin Hawk do? Because what I'm trying to figure out is what if do I put Mayrin in this deck and Mir in the next deck? Let's see what because I got to try to figure out which way that they will. How will you benefit the deck? Are you going to benefit in a way that helps the older, helps the newer? I got it. So for Mir Campbell, cost three cost white Nexus, 2 diamond reduction. Family, crew, and Zaft when this Nexus is also treated as Lacus Klein. That's actually really interesting because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of cards that are going to interact with a Lacus Klein. Can't stack. Your Zaft family deck revealing effects reveal an additional card. Also, you can add a Durandal revealed by your Zaft family effect to the hand. But gosh, she completely replaces the Blazaku. The Phantom Zac. It is not necessary anymore. That's just a burst card. Now that card is just way worse. And when I mean way worse, I mean I'm not even gonna play it. Like it's bad. Can stack from your Zap family, blah blah blah. Reveal 1 card per hand. Okay, yeah. So Mirror's cracked. Mayrin Hawk, same thing. Cost 3, 2 diamond reduction. Level 1, 2. Either attacks that once return same name when your impulse or core splendor attacks or blocks. Reveal 4 cards for deck top. Excuse me. Among them, add an impulse or core splendor to the hand. Return any remaining cards to your deck top or deck bottom. Level 2, when your Atherin Zala would leave the field to opposing effects, return to the hand. Okay, so we have learned by reading that. We have learned by reading that where to place these cards now. And that's really important. So Mir Campbell will be with Gilbert Durandal in the final battle deck. Why? Because Mir Campbell works better with some of those cards that are later in the series. That will be fun to play with. Now that we understand that, we want to try to fit in 3 Mayrin Hawk. Because that effect is way too good. So really, with this deck, we're only looking at like swapping out a Shin. What I honestly think that this deck what has to happen with this deck, I think Mayrin and Ray have to go to 1 because they're not the star. They're still piloting Zaku's. They're not the star of the show yet. They're working on being pilots, but they're just not consistent enough. They're not anything that people take serious yet. So when it comes to those, we kind of just have to not take those too seriously. Which means that we should probably now the other thing about this is that Shin is the main character. Especially because we're going to be playing so many different because Mayrin supports the impulse so much, we gotta bump Shin up to 3. There's no other man. That is dark. You cannot see that at all. So, if you rip one of your cards, they'll give you $300. Oh, yeah? Send me some subs, bro. Front me half, bro. Wow, what a, you know what? That, I don't even know if that comment even deserves a response, but you are one of the few people to comment tonight. So, first time chatter. Wow, what a guy. I don't think this person's made $300 in their entire life. Or they've just been saving up their mom's allowance for a very long time. Ooh, I'm blasting back. I'm blasting back. How's that? The lemonade stand money. I got $300. Would you like my $300? Oh man. So we got our three shins. We gotta figure out how do we get Mayrin in here? Ah. And Talia. Oh no. Oh man. This just got so much more complicated. This just got complicated, everybody. Oh man. So I have, why did I even put Shinoska over there? Or Mayrin? Whoever. So I have to figure out right now. There's just too many things to play in this deck. There's too many different cards to play in this deck. And that's the part that's frustrating to me. Is that I like Heine. He's a lot of fun. But then I have to say I also like, no, these two have to be next to each other because they're the lonely together pair. This is that's gonna be a proxy for something. Man, it's just such a hard thing to think about. My nose has been itching since I started streaming. It's really starting to bother me. So we have Shin. Great. I don't even really think I need this proxy. So we'll just switch them out. We'll put in the other Shin. Because that Ray also has his little name badge. Now, the frustrating thing about this is that I can't take I can't take out the Ray because or the Talia because of the badge in regards to trying to be like lore accurate. And that's just completely because then you can't play any shins. And that's kind of lame. Like, why would I want to do this if I can't play any shins? Like, that's kind of the point, right? You need to play Shin Asuka so he pilots the main mobile suit. And then the other thing is, like, if I make it like half Angel down, half of the, like, just like the beginning, there's just so much story to jam pack into one deck. And it's really hard to think about which cards you play in the deck because there's way too many good options. Now, with the core Splendor, so we figured out that for the most part, Mir Campbell is better in a later deck. Mayron Hawk is better in an earlier deck. Now, Gilbert Durandal, he's with them at the very beginning of the series. He's just with them. And then he's also around them when they all get together to eat. There's just so much stuff to think about for this deck. Because where did I put my Talias? So Talia is right here. So I have to work in 3 Talias and like 2 or 3 Mayrins right now. And that's where I think I'm hitting my head on the ceiling. So let's go ahead and I will organize my cards by type, whether it's a brave, a spirit, or a magic card. Let's do that. So we'll have this left side be Brave City. Gotta make sure I proxy the Shinaskas so people know who he is, even though I already have a different version of him. Anyways. So I think that is something. I have 10 Braves in this deck. And I want to at least play one of each of the supporting characters. So that's like, well, why don't you just play one Heine? Because Heine's like, this is the only deck that you're playing Heine in if I'm playing a theme accurate, lore accurate deck, okay? This is the only way he makes it in. So let him have his moment. Back to the deck. So if I go to CB16, that's where that's literally where all of the Impulse Gundams are. Sword Impulse, the Burst. After your life is reduced, if you have any Zast, Family, Spirit, or Nexus, put a core of the void to your life. Then you summon this card without paying the cost. God, that's so good. When summoned, return a cost 5 or less spirit to the hand. When this effect can also be activated when it's replaced with exchange. And that's got various phase shift armor cost 5 or less. So he's not gonna the life recover is cute, but it still isn't. He's not scary. It's not a scary effect. Originally cost 5 or less. Yeah, you're trying to get past Braves. It's not cute. It's very gimmicky. It doesn't make me feel like it's that strong of a card. So I think I actually will just drop that down to 1. It is not good. It's cute, but it's not that good. It's really not. It's gonna it's gonna help you tread water while your opponent's pounding on you. That's what it's gonna do. Course Splendor, when summoned, reveal 2 cards from your deck top. Among them, besides an exact name Course Splendor, add a Zafter Faith but non-Mothership family card to the hand. Return any remaining cards to the deck bottom. Zero Birth at 0 counters. If you control a Zaf family Nexus, you can pay a cost to rebirth them. Impulse Gundam. When reborn, discard an opposing burst. So that's when you flip them over. Discard opposing burst. Once returned, when the spirit will leave the field by an opposing effect, by putting 1 core from the void of this spirit, it remains in the field exhausted. Various phase shift armor costs 5 or less. So the remain on field effect is cute, but the Core Splendor is why you like it. It has that ability to search your deck for cards that you need. So this deck is definitely going to allow you to flood. We already went over the Sword Impulse. There's the Force Impulse gun that's cost 5, Flash Exchange Silhouette system. Either attacks up by putting a core from your void to your Impulse named Spirit. This card in hand changes place with that spirit in the same condition. Exchange can only be used once per turn. Level 2 or 3, when attacks, when blocked, it can refresh. That's at level 2 or 3. And it also has various phase shift armor at cost 5 or less at level 2, 3. So, not that exciting abilities for that guy. But there's also the Force Impulse Gundam. Costs 5. Either attacks up. If you control a Zap family Nexus, you can summon this card from the hand. When you've done so, discard an opposing burst. This effect can only be used once per turn. This card sounds great. Where is it? Various phase shift armor at level 2, and then it has 0 rebirth. Let's see what it says for the lore. When the Decadent beam energy transfer system, it can recharge. Okay, so that is also a part of the battle against the Freedom Gun. Okay. And then Force Impulse Gundam can rebirth, and the Sword Impulse Gundam. When reborn, return opposing Nexus to the deck bottom or refresh the Spirit. Various phase shift armor costs 5 or less. The Spirit is unaffected by originally cost 5 or less effects. When attacks or blocks, once return, return opposing Spirit with BP equal or inferior to the deck bottom. Where is that card? That is what we want for this deck. That's unfortunate. The post has been deleted. Why would they link you a post? That's sad. So that is by far the best Force Impulse. Is the Force Impulse Gundam and the Sword Impulse. Then there's the Blast Impulse. So this has that exchange silhouette system. By putting a core from the void, your impulse named Spirit. This card, okay, I get it. This is when he. I think this is when he destroys. I think that's when he kills Awul. Awul Neater. Wow, this deck got really interesting way too fast, and now I'm kind of mad. This deck got real interesting real fast. So the question is, what elements do I combine and what elements do I leave out? Because it would be kind of, oh man, there's just too many good options with this deck now. Because I think I'm gonna have a pure Kira. I can literally have a pure Kira deck and a pure. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I might have 3 decks. Because let's see, for seed I'll have the freedom. I'll have oh my gosh. For seed, I will have. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to build 3 decks because for seed I have the strike deck, which I have to build. I have the freedom deck, and then I have the final battle freedom deck. So I think that I will have to build 3 decks. And what I mean by that is I think I will have to take these out. I think I'll take Shin out of this deck, honestly. But if I take Shin out of this deck, what does it do? Or do I have a Shin, or do I just take out some of the Shin cards? Ah, Because he only uses the Scundam for so long before he gives it to Luna, or before Luna Maria inherits it. Stream, I might have to sleep on this one. Ah, I'm so frustrated. I love ads. Don't you like it when the ads sound so you can get distracted from your stuff? People are already building decks. I'm getting hyped. Man, there's a lot to consider with how I'm moving forward right now. There's too much. I didn't think about this. And now I feel stuck. All right, stream. I think I'm gonna have to take a rain check on this. I'm gonna have to really think about this. I gotta think about how I want to take this deck, and I'm gonna take up all your time staring at this pile of cards for the next couple hours. So we're gonna take a break. I'll stream tomorrow, but I'll be back and I'll have more ideas. Neon Omen is here with
Novalance.
Thank you for watching. We built one deck. We will build another tomorrow. I appreciate everybody who stopped out to the stream tonight. We had a super fun time. There's a lot to take into consideration when you're trying to build a theme deck. And I don't want to have so many decks that are just fairly different by a few cards. That makes it a lot less fun. Sometimes I have to do it to make some decks work, like I did have to do for Godzilla. That is no longer the case. A lot of those decks have been deconstructed. But I gotta think about it for my new Seed deck and Seed Destiny decks. Oh, they're all only new decks are Seed Destiny. Anyways, you tuned in. I'm grateful. We had a good time. Neon Almond is out for tonight. Thank you for stopping by.